Good afternoon, good morning, good day, good night. This is, I was about to say Dante. This is Travid,
Dante.
and this is Beloved and Everlasting. This is log 10. We finally made it.
Yep.
Um, Technically, it's actually log 11 if you think about it. But, anyways, so today we're talking about masculinity. And also, I just want to say thank you guys for all the supporters out there, for all the believers, for everyone watching. We appreciate the support. And yeah, thank you. If you want to.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Today we're talking about masculinity. Um, so the definition's like pretty simple. It says on here, it says qualities or attributes regarded as characteristics of men or boys, or being manly. But Google AI came up with one. It says masculinity is a social construct that refers to the behaviors, roles, and attributes that are commonly associated with men in the given society, in a given society. So it says things like social expectations, historical and political factors, biological factors, and gender order. It says some examples of traditional masculinity are being tough and aggressive, suppressing emotions other than anger, distancing oneself emotionally and physically from other men, striving towards competition, success, and power. Now, I kind of disagree with almost all of those, to be honest. This is kind of who designed this AI? I don't know. But I guess we can just ask each other like what being masculine means to each other. But
That's fine.
I can start off.
Go ahead.
I think, or let me just say, I think there's a huge misconception pushed on by society what true masculinity is.
I agree with that, but go ahead.
Yeah. So I think like there's like that's like the what people think it is, but that's not actually what it is. Like in order to be like an actual like what we should consider like a real man, it's like to be able to you're supposed to be emotional. Like I'm not telling you to like go freaking cry to people and stuff like that, but you should be able to hold on to your emotions but have control over your emotions. But you still feel them. You still act on them, you still share them, but you're able to control them and keep them in line and not let them control you, to
Yep.
say.
Yep.
Like you were able to regulate your emotions. You're able to live with those emotions and use them to benefit you. Like you use things like sadness to push yourself to be stronger, but you don't like suppress it down because you suppress something like that, it's just gonna eventually explode
Burst.
out. You can't keep pushing things down, down, down. It's like I'm pretty sure you're the one that told me this. If you have a trash can, you keep filling it up, keep pushing it down. Eventually, it's
It's
gonna
gonna.
pop up. I don't even want to jump off of that real quick.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that because that's what something I wanted to touch on too. It's not about. It's like you said. It's not about suppressing your emotions or trying to hide them or whatever it is. It is. You are supposed to feel them, and it's like you said. You just don't let them control you. Don't let them dictate what you say or do. I would say, but to be able to just feel them and just let them pass out is how when I think of like masculinity or what it means, like feel your emotions. That's how I see it. Not to let that just because you're mad now you don't want to do what you're supposed to do
Yeah.
or anything like that. Just because you're feeling a certain way now, these obligations that you had set, all these plans you had,
Mm-hmm.
now you don't feel like doing them or you're deciding not to do them. That's when
Or,
you're letting your emotions control you. But go ahead.
or
You were
like in
gonna
the
say
same way, like taking your emotions out on someone else.
exactly that too.
Like I think that's very common for men to do, like in our society today. Like you see like abusive men, um, or men that are suppressing their emotions, they take it out on the people around them. Like they take it on their families, they take it on their kids, they take it on their wife when it shouldn't be like that. It should be you regulate your emotions, you feel them, and maybe I think that the only thing I would say is you should probably only talk to them with like a close friend
Mm.
or like a father figure of sorts, but never it's very easy to like take it out on other people, especially when
Yeah,
you're hiding it away.
especially the closest people to you.
Exactly, yeah. And I guess to bounce off of that, because I already brought up like family and stuff, I think that and family and friends, you have to lead by example, if that makes sense. Like, it's, oh, we're getting into it. I don't know. you gotta like, first off, I think in order to be a true man, you have to follow God. Follow God as an example.
Mm-hmm.
God God designed you to be like Him, you know, to feel emotions, to be able to create art. That's also a thing that's masculine. I think creating art is masculine. Like, God made you in His image, and that includes the ability to create. And creation is a part of what we're supposed to do while we're here. So I think delving into things like whatever kind of art you want to do, whether it's like, even you consider like bodybuilding art, if you're like building your body a certain way, as long as you're like not ego driven. If you're like making a podcast, doing photography, cooking for your family, doing something to create besides creating a child, that's like
Right.
a masculine role in my opinion. And it should be you wanting to show the people around you and push the people around you into chasing those parts of themselves as well, if that makes sense. Like, do you follow what I'm saying?
No, I get what you mean. To have, I guess the way I would interpret that off of what you said was to kind of have a goal or have a certain passion or whatever
Yeah.
to pursue something, and to do it, like you said, like wholeheartedly, whatever that might be, to show up. Like you said, whether it's art, sports, whatever that might be, to have a craft that you are dedicating yourself towards. And that's where, like what we were just talking about before, you showing up every day, or you showing up when you need to, not only when you want to. Showing up even through the bad days, the tough days, or, you know, whether you're mad, don't feel like it, lazy, whatever, you're showing up anyways. I think that's also just what separates people who are great and make a difference, or um, end up being like the top of whatever their, you know, their craft is by showing up every day.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of definitely the strongest, or yeah, the strongest, more masculine traits I would say to have.
Yeah. And to bounce off of that, I just had a thought and it's gone now. What did you just go over? Can you quickly summarize again?
Oh yeah,
There
I
was
was just
something.
saying how having a goal or a passion or a sort of a craft that you want to pursue, and I said it's a masculine trait to have that, but to also show up every day for it, whether your emotions, whether you feel like it or not.
You reminded me now.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I just had to hear it all to like, get a
Yeah.
thought process. So, to another trait, like not even related to that, I think that's really important to have, that I think is a very masculine trait, is being able to listen. Being able to listen and not say anything when you don't know anything. Like, it's very easy to be the loudest voice in the room and people think that's the masculine guy, but I think it's the other way around. I think you need to be willing to listen and like learn and like be able to say, okay, this guy or this person is better than me. I need to be quiet and just listen and ask questions.
Humility,
Yeah.
definitely.
Like, or if someone like asks you questions and you don't know the answer, being able to say, I don't know, and being able to try to figure it out, saying, or being like, I don't know, but I'm gonna learn. I think that's a very masculine trait because it can be very easy for people to act like they know everything. I'm sure I know I've struggled with that. Like, that's ego, obviously.
Yep.
And being able to learn, to listen, to be quiet. Like, yeah, I can be loud, like jokingly, but I know when there's a time and place to just listen to people, and I have to just like learn and listen, and you have to be able to switch that. Like, and I guess that also goes into things like violence, being able to control that side of you, because, but I'm pretty sure every man has like the idea of fighting other people,
Yeah.
especially in like situations where you're getting challenged by another man. You know, it's very easy to like want to be like, oh, I want to hurt this guy, but that's where, again, or someone might think like the masculine thing to do is to like beat the shit out of someone.
Right.
I just cursed on the podcast. That was like the only second time ever, I think. I'm sorry, guys. But I think it's more masculine to not want to fight
Yeah.
and to only fight when you have to protect someone else or to defend yourself at that point. You shouldn't be like wanting to go out of your way to like just like fight people, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And like we do boxing, like we get that out in there. Like we can like, you beat me up 6 rounds for the public to see, and afterwards we got freaking Buffalo Wild Wings like
Yeah.
nothing happened. We're
Chilling.
just chilling, and I think that was a super like a masculine showing of our like, because I still hit you.
Yeah.
I was still hitting you too. We were instantly able to just like, okay, bro, we're cool. Like, my ego didn't get hurt.
Yeah, right.
And I don't know where I was going with that anymore, but I don't know if you want to bounce off of that real quick.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like, I get what you were saying. Like, it's
Yeah.
to be able to not just fight people just to the sake of inflating your ego, but I think it's also just a good activity anyways to know how to fight anyways.
Yeah.
But to be able to, you know, whatever it might be, like you said, box, fight, wrestle, whatever it might be with someone, but either just as an activity or growth, and just still to have like a brotherhood.
Yeah.
Um,
You're
and
like
to
pushing each other.
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly. To push each other. That's what it really is. I think that's what it's better for. It's kind of like that saying, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to say it. But better to know, you know, how to defend yourself or whatnot.
Who said that again?
I don't know, but I've definitely heard that somewhere.
Yeah.
Somebody said it.
I think it was the master who wrote the Five Rings book.
What,
Anyways.
Musashi Miyamoto?
Yeah.
Is that it? But yeah, just to actually know to defend yourself or whatnot, but not to be looking to start anything. But if you need,
That's what I
to
should
be
have
able to
said.
finish it.
Looking to start something. Because
Yeah.
there's people who are like that.
Yeah,
People who are looking to start stuff, and it's like, bro, you might think that you're like coming off tough, but bro, no, you're not. It's just like,
I think it just comes from an inferiority.
yeah, it's
feeling
like
of
obviously you
inferiority.
feel inferior about yourself, and that's why you're projecting it outward. Like, also at the end of the day, bro, unfortunately we live in the real world, and there's consequences to people's actions, and you can go to jail. Like literally, you can
Or
go to jail for a
worse.
simple fight.
You could lose your life over
Yeah.
it. You never even know if the person
Yeah,
you're trying to pick a fight with
exactly.
is on the same level as you.
Yeah. Or you can also like, you never know. Maybe you're like, you're just you don't want to give into that, because what if you pick a fight with someone, they have a gun on them? You're done.
That's exactly. Yep.
You're done.
Yep.
That's it. Your life is over. Go black screen. Game over. There's no reboot banner.
Yeah.
But so I guess those are some pretty good qualities we see. But something else. I don't know if you want to bounce another quality that you have that's masculine. You find true
I
masculinity.
mean, I think all that kind of goes under the umbrella too of just maturity.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Just being mature enough and actually thinking before you act or speak, to actually think of the consequences
Yeah.
of what could happen, or even if it doesn't, you know, is it really worth it at the end of the day? And just to be able to, you know, like I said, just think it through and just find out the best way to handle situations, I would say. To be, I guess that's also where it comes from, just being sociable too. I think being able to
Talk to
work
people.
together with people, talk to people, get along with people.
Yeah.
Even
I think.
Go ahead.
I think it's also, like you said, there's a misconception that, like it said on there, that it's about competition and doing things alone. But I don't think that's true masculinity, in my opinion. I think it's about being able to, like, find a brother, like not just like your actual brother. You should do things with your brother, but like find like good friends and like do things together, like
Right.
push each other, like we said
That's right,
earlier.
that's what-
like in business and everything, like you guys can. It would be so much faster for two people to do something than for one person to do it. Like if you guys are starting a business together, like it's, like you said, it's about like teamwork, like working together. Like that's true masculinity, in my opinion. I don't think it's competition. Like, yeah, there's gonna be competition because that's the world we live in.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's
It's like you said when we said like the misconceptions where it's like people say you got to be like a lone wolf and
Yeah.
you know everybody is just
A
competing
sigma.
with everybody. You just got to be the best or whatever it is. But it's not really the case. We're social animals. We're social people. You need to have people who can push you,
Yeah.
who can be there when the days that you don't feel like showing up. At least you have somebody to hold you accountable and say, no, you got to show up anyways. That's what you really need. Whether it's one friend, multiple, whatever, however it is, and that's how you all make each other better. Everybody holding each other accountable rather than just being, you know, the crabs in the barrel, whatever. I think that's the analogy,
Yeah.
right?
I think you told me that
holding
one.
each other down.
You're the person that told me that too.
Yeah, holding each other down, but it's meant to have a community to build each other. Like I said, whether it's one craft that you guys are all trying to work on, whatever you guys got a brand or job or business, or like I said, boxing or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, whatever it might be, podcast, whatever it might be, to have one goal, like we were just talking, like a passion or a craft that you guys are trying to pursue, and everybody's on the same page, everybody's holding each other accountable. We're all learning
Yeah.
together, but whether even if we just have to learn our own things, but when we come together to achieve that goal. That's what it is. That's literally how you build a community
Yeah.
in general.
You're preaching right now, bro.
Yeah. I mean, that's how society really should be. I think that's actually what real masculinity is.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. Everybody just comes together, whatever uh, whatever their specialties or it might be.
It's like you just said, like that's how you progress a society forward. Actually, I think, but unfortunately, due to whatever this masculinity has become, it's very like strewed. Is that the word? Strewed?
Misconstrued.
Misconstrued, yeah. And it's just morphed into something else now, where it's like a competition.
Everything.
Like this isn't like, yeah, we look at nature and like survival of the fittest, but our species only survived because we did it together.
Yep.
Like we didn't we hunted in groups. We didn't hunt solo like some of the apex predators did. Like you had like 10 dudes like going out to hunt a woolly mammoth together. They did it as a team, you know? Anyways, real quick guys, commercial break, and also shout out to our sponsors, United Boxing Academy, Old School Barbell, and Santa Cruz Paleo. Quick commercial break.
Yep.
It's 2 minutes.
Hey, for all the fans out there, I'm gonna knock this guy out.
Alright, 2 minutes. Starts now. Okay.
Trying to get the angle good and stuff. Good job, I'm going to that. Look, beating that shoulder. Is it just open there?
Yeah.
Everyone does it in class too. So good. How was that? All right. And we're back. I don't know
I
where
think we
to go
should touch
from
up on too. Masculinity also doesn't mean that you just use women how you see fit.
Oh yeah, we should talk about that. That's probably really important.
That's definitely a topic to touch on.
There's I think that society has become so misconstrued, whatever I said earlier,
Yeah.
about like mostly men to women.
Yes.
And I can speak women to men also because it goes both ways, but especially men to women. I think that's the reason why women have also become so hurt that they're doing the same thing now to men. And basically, guys, this whole pickup culture, hookup culture is not the way. And it's led to women being treated even worse, in a worse way that is not right. Like, at the end of the day, you know, we're men of faith. I think that a woman should be treated as a gift from God. That's what women were. They
Yep.
were taken from our rib. They're a piece of us. And when you join with a woman, you become one flesh. And you should treat a woman how you respect God, how you respect the church. That's what it says in the Bible. It says somewhere, I don't know which one it is, towards the end in the New Testament. Treat a woman, or man should love a woman the way he loved the church.
I believe it's Romans.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Romans, but I wasn't sure. But I don't know if you want to hop off, and I'll hop off of you.
Yeah, but that's exactly it. I think society has what we were just talking about before, has made everything just a competition with not just men, but with women too. It's a competition of, you know, how can I get a woman to do what I want them to do, or whatever it might be, or use them however it
How
might
many
be.
women can I sleep with?
Exactly. But it's not, again, it's like we were just touching on, it's community based. You know, you're not meant to use people, men or women, but we're speaking on women right now. How you see fit, it's how can we build each other up. And it's the same thing with a woman. If you are, you know, trying to pursue a woman or whatever it might be, it's not, oh, what could I get out of her, or whatever, her body, money, whatever it might be. No, it's how can we build. That's
Yeah.
what real
What can we
masculine-
build?
Yes, what can we build? Whether it's you know, you're within your family or a business together or whatever it might be. That's what it really is. It's not just to, you know, build up your ego of just you know, short-term gratifications and whatnot. But that's
Just to give like a quick reality check.
yeah. Go ahead.
Like, you have sisters and a mom.
Exactly.
How would you feel if you heard a guy was like doing stuff to them? You know?
Exactly. And that's
You
how
wouldn't want
that's
it.
how you should think about it in general with
Yeah.
everybody. You know?
That's why I tell people I always call men brother, like even if I don't know them. I've been trying to get better at calling girls sister, because we're all brothers and sisters of God. So it's like, even though I have like my own sister, my own mom, and I wouldn't want them to be treated so, I had to treat all the women like that. And especially the woman you need to treat probably the most special, I think, is the woman you're interested in, because you had to show that woman love like she's never been shown before, especially because of how like messed up things are now, unfortunately. Unfortunately, this culture is disgusting right now, and it's just, there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah. Trying to shame you for showing love or care to a person, like that's where we at now.
Yeah, like you get made fun of for showing love to a person, or like
Support or anything like that.
but it's like it shouldn't be like that, unfortunately. But that's where you're gonna get shamed for it regardless. You might get made fun of for it, but that's where you gotta be like, nah, it's okay, because this is true, this is me. And it's like, you're living the way God wants you to live, and it's like Jesus said, they hated him first. So if you're living the way he wants you to live, you shouldn't feel bad.
Exactly. We're made to show love to everybody, regardless. Not about, you know, whatever you think you could get out of something. It's about showing genuine love, regardless of what anybody's got to say or what they're gonna have to say or do. You know,
And-
it's having that confidence in yourself, confidence that, you know, what God has told us and how we're supposed to live is right,
Yeah.
and sticking by that.
And I think, unfortunately, probably a huge contributor to that is like parents' relationships, like your parents' relationships and how they turned out, how they are, how your parents treat you. Like, I don't have a father figure. I have a dad, obviously, because I had to be born.
Right.
But he didn't treat my mom well. And so I never had the example really to see how a man should treat a woman. And so I started like getting older and just noticing other men, how they would treat their women. But that definitely, I can tell you that affected me. But I think that's where it's important to like try to find men to look up to like take wisdom from, and to like grab little things from each one that you see, the things that you see are like good values, and put them in you to become a true masculine man.
Yep.
And what else? Another point. But yeah, it's important to have a father figure, to have a mother, to see how the actual relationship works, and a loving relationship, because that's gonna affect you. If you don't have that, then you're gonna have to build your own thing up, I guess,
Yeah.
and try to learn from mistakes,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate, but that's the best way to learn, I think.
Yeah.
That's another thing I was gonna talk about. This, not to brush off this woman part real quick, but being a man is being able to see your own mistakes and grow from them and change into a better man, not to just brush your mistakes off and move past them. You
Yeah.
know?
like
You have
it's
to-
nothing, and then just still stay the same way and go
Yeah.
through the same cycles, right?
Because then you're not being a man at that point. But shoot.
I guess we could just kind of review what we said. I mean, I kind of summarize, I guess, in a way. I would say it's just, being confident, but also being humble.
Yeah.
It's like you just
Having
said.
humility,
Yep. Being able to own up to your mistakes.
showing
Fix
love
them.
and respect to everyone,
Love.
especially to women. I think
Hmm.
women are meant to be nurtured and cared for.
Showing maturity
Yeah.
in all relationships, all mannerisms or conversations you have with someone. Just to be able to just think things through.
Following God,
Yes.
read the Bible as a man. That's gonna help you a lot. That's gonna tell you how to be a man for real. And like we said, don't put others down. Build them up. Build each other up.
Community.
Build
brotherhood.
together. Brotherhood, community, all these things. What else is there?
I think the first one we said was just to feel your emotions, but just don't let them
Yeah.
control you.
Yeah,
I think
that's
that's
a good
just
one.
about everything we kind of touched up on for the most part.
Just be loving also. You can be a loving man. But just don't be I should say something I shouldn't say.
And then find your craft and stick with it.
Yeah. Find
Whatever it
something,
is.
yeah. Oh yeah. So the first episode we ever talked about, I think it was the first
Yeah,
episode. We talked about
right.
purpose?
Yeah, purpose.
Yeah.
Yep.
Find your God-given purpose. God gave you a reason. God decided there's a reason for you to exist. You have a dream that God gave you, that God has helped inspire into you, that God breathed into you. Whatever it is, whatever it's creating art, whatever it is, like boxing, fighting, craft. Find it and pursue that with everything you have. Don't give up on your dreams. I think that's a part of being a man.
Yeah.
And push your friends to chase their dreams too. Push your kids, everyone around you to chase their dreams.
Amen to that.
Hey, I feel like that's pretty
I
good.
think that's a great way to end it.
Yeah. You want to end it off?
Yeah, this was Beloved and Everlasting, Log 10 with Dante.
Traven?
And we thank you guys all for the support. And we'll see you in the next episode.
And we're actually going to release some merchandise soon, hopefully.
Yes.
Work on
That's
it.
the plan.
And then we're going to do the giveaway we promised a long time ago.
Mhm.
So, thank you guys. Have a good night. That felt pretty good. We can just talk. People probably say what I was going to say.